everybody, what is up? What is new and how are you? Hi guys, it is so good to see you. What do I have for you today? I have something so exciting for you today. I have two lovely individuals from the top 10 who I was friends with from the Beast games. I have Patrick, number 930, and Courtney, number 424, and they are going to be taking us through their experience on episode 8. And I know this one was a doozy. I thought this was probably one of the better episodes, just like from a getting connected with the characters value. I'm excited to get clarity on the situation. I'm excited to see and hear about things we missed because I know there's a lot of context we're missing. One thing that we know about this is that so much is cut. I don't know how much we're getting. I don't know everything that we're getting. I have questions, of course. I'm excited to be enlightened along with you guys. And yeah, let's get y'all in here. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm so happy to have you both here. I'm thankful. I miss you guys. I'm so glad I'm getting to like see your faces and chat with you. I feel like I haven't really chatted with y'all since the games. Can y'all give me a little introduction? Tell me a little bit about yourselves. If you want to plug your social medias or anything, feel free to go ahead and do that.
I don't really care about social media, so I don't really have anything to say. If you want to follow me, you can. Honestly, I just care about the game. I just love talking strategy, so I'll flip it over to Courtney.
Past the strategy man for sure. But what's up, guys? I'm Courtney. You can follow me on Instagram, it's Court_Ferris, or YouTube, which is just Court Ferris.
Thank you guys again for being here. I want to start out with you guys giving me your thoughts when it came to the final train elimination. Were you upset at Dino? Was it not that dramatic? Tell me about the feeling of knowing that you are solidified as top 10, but you're still not sure who all is in that top 10.
That was, first of all, just trolley problem was crazy. The whole time, I'm in the back. Jeff, we can't be captain. Jeff is my best friend in the game at 831. And we had this alliance and we were all friends. A lot of us were friendly, but there was a couple of us who had made it like since the beginning. Somehow, with luck and strategy, like super far into the game. For us, it was very simple. Don't step in the crap. Don't become the trolley problem. That's how you solve the trolley problem. And maybe you get on somebody's list and you're out. But my big thing was, if I go up right now, they're going to make me put Jeff on the other side. I don't want to choose between Jeff and JC or Jeff and Gage, my three besties. Like, that just would have been heartbreaking for me. And I was very loyal to my alliance. But I was just like so against voting my friends out at all costs. I didn't want to be put in that position. So I immediately was like, okay, I like Queen. She was kind of like somebody that I didn't know well, but I was getting to know. This person's good at strategy. I like her. I mean, I might need to take her out, but I like her. I'd vote for her to be captain. Hundo P. And then Dino stepped up and we were all kind of talking when he stepped up. So it kind of caught me off guard. And I was like, and then I looked at T and I knew Dino. You know, Dino gave up $1 million, was really helpful in the physical challenge we did. But Tawana was my captain on the orange team. Tawana is somebody I'd gotten a lot closer with. We weren't in an alliance. She's just somebody I looked up to, like a big sister figure, honestly. Like, I think she played a really big role in a lot of people's real life, to be honest, because she was just such a dope person. So with that said, you were captain. We believe in you. You should be captain. And so when she went up there and I saw Dino looking around and I saw him looking, I went, I honestly have no idea who he might pick. And so I just was like, I'm going to have faith that I've built relationships that are good enough to last in this game. And so I was happy with the game I played and Jeff played and Gage played. But that was, I think, Courtney, I mean, I was a little nervous, you know, in that last, like that minute where we're like, we have no idea who they could pick.
Yeah, it's definitely nerve-wracking, especially like knowing that there's like different twists that are going to be thrown into it. So I know for a fact, like I didn't realize everybody was having this drama with Dino. Half the time I was just like, what's going on? And I know Akira had told me that if he got leader for a third time that I was going to be next. So I knew it's like, yeah, so it's like, because we didn't know each other that well. So it's like, I knew there's a lot of like different strategy that had to go into it, which is cool. Like, I get it. I would have played the same game. Pretty happy with how things turned out. Like, I think that everybody was pretty straightforward with how we were all feeling in every moment. It was an honest game, but it was rough.
Brutal, as some might say.
Yeah.
How did you guys feel when you realized that you were in the top 10?
That was like a happy sad for sure. Anytime I won, it was like winner's guilt.
I'd say bittersweet, man. Like, they caught it. I literally just look over at Jeff, my day one since Vegas, and we're both like, oh my gosh. Everything happens and we all group up in a huddle. I'm like, we can change our families' lives. This isn't a game anymore. Like, this is real. That's when it got real for me. Well, that and what happens next in the next episode was a really good feeling, but bittersweet. You know, I'd lost so many Avengers Alliance friends. It was tough.
Top 10 is literally like what I dreamt of when I started in Beast games. I was like, I don't even care. Like, my whole goal was just to get as far as I possibly could. So like when I made it to top 60, I was like, oh dude, I did it. I'm good. Now just like have fun, whatever. And then I got to top 10. I was like, oh, no, I really did it. Like, I think I'm good now. Like, I was like, I don't know what's going on. I think I got a little too far. Glad I did. Felt really, really bad for Bethany because she didn't mean to eliminate herself for me, but that did happen. I felt pretty bad making it to top 10, but also very like, well, we kind of did it. So, yay.
I'm so proud of y'all. That's so awesome. I know that that's a tough feeling, but also it's gotta be exciting. Walking into the Beast City just with very few people and just knowing one of us is going to have $5 million. That's crazy.
Another part is like, if it's not me, one of my friends is set for.
Yeah.
It was so much bigger. We had all kind of gotten to know each other good enough to the point where it's like, if anyone wins, good for them. It made it too far to be salty.
Coming into the city, tell me about like the emptiness of it being in the top 20 versus the top 10. Was it really that drastic of a difference? Did it feel like, did the air feel different? Like, was it more tense or less tense? Tell me about it.
Oh yeah, dude, that was like an eerie moment. I was like, how could they possibly transform this? And it's weird because you walk in and everything looks the same. Like, yeah, there's those massive like weird differences, but then you walk into that room that used to be like a house full of like 50 of the people that we all grown to love, and it's just your one little single bed with like that scary bear, and it was dark and it was eerie and it was like, oh, it's real. Like, we're literally, this is my house just for me. I don't like it.
Those things were scary looking. I was like, oh, oh, okay.
In the episode, I love that there was one part where I was like, this is creepy. Like, I just say it when I walk in because I just wasn't expecting it. One of my favorite parts is like, I'm talking about my buddies. I go, not so fun, Jimbo, because I miss my buddies. We would bonk and like our heads would be like this. They'd be asleep. I'd wake up. Hey, what if we do a challenge like this? Like we would just be talking strategy.
Oh my gosh.
And just being goofballs and being schemers and boneheads. And that to me was like a fever dream of happiness that I've always wanted my whole life, to play and make real friendships and real alliances that lasted. And I did that. And I was really proud of that. But to have that ripped away, and it sounds so silly, like, yeah, you're just sleeping alone in a bunk. But it's like, dude, it's not the same when you've been with your alliance this whole time through the game and half you're getting taken out and you're adding new people here and there. It is very impactful emotionally. And so when it's just you and that creepy little bear.
It was like partly a psychological twist too. Like, you don't realize it too, but like we were there filming with each other and only each other and no electronics and nothing else for a long time. When you have that like amount of loneliness after like being surrounded by people and like high energy, it's like surreal.
Honestly, I thought that the choice to have the bed just in the middle of the room was just like psychopath hours. Like, what in the world? The headboard is literally on nothing. Did you have to sleep on it in the middle of the room too?
So I tried to like push back on that because I was afraid of the back door for some reason. I was being a punk. I was like,
I mean, they're like those weird sliding doors though. Like, I get it.
Yeah, the barn door.
Yes,
yeah,
like what? No.
Weird. Yeah, it was in the back of the house. So the house is massive, and in the front is a regular front door. In the back, it's this big like refrigerator barn type door that slides. You'd go in and out in the back to go to the bathroom or whatever. Bed in the middle. You're just an island. I think Courtney's right. It really was psychological. As you see, we start episode 8. This is an individual game now. I mean, for me, it was still a team game, but like in general, you realize it is an individual game at this point, even if you are or you feel aligned to people.
I can't even imagine. It looked like an energy shift. I know that they were doing like different things with the cameras. I get it, but it seemed like there was definitely a different vibe going on. But I mean, it's got to be kind of exciting getting your own house though, right? I was also going to ask your families. I'm sorry. Did you guys know that was coming, or was that a total surprise? And how much time did you guys get to have with them?
I've watched Survivor my whole life. Family visit. That's what you dream of as a Survivor fan. It's getting to that point. And I was playing for my dad. You know, I'm playing to try to get him a house. And my mom had died years ago. Like, I was there to play hard, but I wanted to play my game with my friends and play what I felt like was a good strategic, but like good game. You know, like I felt good about it. And with the family, I had no idea. So Jimmy walks us out. It's like, come here, I need your attention. Jeff's like, oh, the lawyer's here, it's serious. And I was like, what's going on? This went on for like 3 minutes straight. He goes, and it seemed like you really miss your family. And then you just see them running. And I'm like, oh my God. And it didn't cross my mind one time that my family was there, because this is called Beast Games. It's not Survivor. It's not sweet, cuddly fun. So I thought, oh, the person who talked about their family the most gets to see their family. That makes sense. Good for her. I'm ready to do this challenge. Let's go. It's freezing and I hate it, but let's do this. He like pulls me for an interview. I think he's just messing with me because he would like pick on me and stuff. And I liked it. It was a cool dynamic. And he goes, "Hey, you miss your family?" I said, "Yeah, but I'm good. Like, I'm ready to do this challenge, you know. It'd be good to see him, but I'm good." And he goes, "Oh, so you don't want to see him?" I said, "Dude, that's not funny." Like, he goes, "No, they're right outside." And like the clip shortened it, but it was a couple more sentences. And then I reach over and grab his phone and I'm like, "Don't joke with me, Jimmy. Like, don't joke about my family, man. No matter what happens in the show, I will forever cherish this moment." You know, that's all I have to say.
No.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I was also really surprised. I just remember being like, oh, dude, damn, she like missed her family so much. I'm so happy for her. And then I remember being kind of like, thank God that wasn't me. That would throw me off my game, like A game, let's stay on. And then he brought out more families and more families. And I was like, oh, is mine not here? Like, I'm like looking around. They're not even here. And then I felt kind of bad. And then mine showed up last. And then I started to cry. Definitely threw me off my game, though.
Oh
I was like,
no.
let me get this back on.
So I did want to say something that gave me huge pause and made like my stomach drop into the earth. When they brought Emma up and they were doing that whole thing, they were showing clips of me and Emma's thing, being like, "Oh, we need to talk to the lawyer about this. Like, we're bringing this here. We know how we are. We make sure that, you know, everything is equal and right." And all of a sudden they're showing clips of us in the mental challenge. Like, we were like, "Oh my God, wait, what happened? Like, did something, like, genuine fear." Like, I felt like I was gonna throw up. And then they said the parent thing and I was like, "Jimmy, what is this? Oh my God, don't scare me."
So he got you too when you're watching it.
He got
That's
me.
crazy.
I was like, you guys, the family thing, that was so sweet. And it is such a benchmark to be like, dang, I made it so far. They brought my family here. I definitely got teary-eyed for y'all. That was so sweet.
My mom, she came up to me and she's like, dude, be careful what you say. They have us all mic'd up. I'm like, yeah, I know, Mom. We've been mic'd up for like a month.
A little late there. Maybe you should be careful what you say, Mom and Dad. You know what I mean? Like, they're not used to this. Like, we've been doing it for a month. One other moment I forgot to mention, which is rather important, but I was just kind of emotional thinking about my own family. This is a little lore. This is a little behind the scenes for everybody. I took off running. There was no game. I saw my family and I was gone. Everybody saw it. I'm out. When I got to the gate, I was hugging my family and I look over and I see all the other families hiding behind the wall of the city. I just got goosebumps now, but in the game, my whole body was like, I had one thought. Jeff gets to see his son and Jen, his wife. We were so close, you know, like one day he'll be a groomsman in my wedding. Like, we talk all the time. We are actually best friends. You know, I was so happy I had that moment with my family, but I whispered her in the ear when we turned around. Really happy y'all are here right now, but I'm gonna need a minute when everybody runs up to watch this and just be present, because this is gonna mean a lot to me. And it just was so meaningful. But the best part is Klitz, the show host, and Jimmy ran up and said, "Don't tell the other contestants that their family is there." And so I went, right. But when I walked back, I didn't say anything, of course, but when I walked back, I kind of went behind Jeff. I just stood there and I just kind of put my hand on his shoulder and was like, it was just an incredible thing.
Jeff's thing made me like,
Wow.
I'm gonna cry again. Jeff's made me cry.
Yeah.
I'm like, that shit. I was like, no, stop. Put it away. I can't do this. How long did y'all have your parents there for? Or your family's there for? Tell me. Like, cause like, I was just curious.
Not long.
No?
An hour?
Oh.
You think? I thought it was less.
I feel like maybe less, but I feel like it had to have been like an hour tops. We got to show them around the city, go in our rooms, sit and chat and talk, and then they left. And yeah, it was quick.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's an hour.
That's kind of brutal, actually. That would throw me off 100%. I was gonna ask, do you know how they picked who of your family members came to visit and like who didn't?
They contacted your emergency contact
Okay.
to see who would be available to go see, and then yeah.
Okay, I see. That makes
There's
sense.
one more crazy story of lore.
Oh.
Guess who didn't have passports? My two.
Oh!
My dad didn't have a passport, and they didn't know what was going on. They just got told they had to leave, and to get everything done on time, they'd have to go to an emergency passport office. There's only 24 in the country, by the way. I had to look it up for Beast Games when I applied with my friends and get them appointments. It's like a whole thing where you can get a passport in like a day to a week. So they had to
God.
leave in like 4 hours from their phone call. My dad's like, "Oh, well, I don't have a passport, so I can't go. Like, you know, send one of his friends. Oh, well." So they flew to DC. He had he had a driver's license and his first grade report card, and that is what got him his passport to get to Toronto to see me. How crazy is that?
That is incredible lore. Because you know what? That answered questions for people. There were people being like, "What if you didn't have your passport?" Figure it out. That's what happens. So moving on from the families, moving on from the scary, creepy, weird Saw houses, you guys get called up this key challenge. Was there any debate at all at who was going to be the team captain or the person in house one, or was it just like unanimous? Like, did y'all just know?
It was pretty unanimous, I feel like.
I'm very vocal with the captain stuff because I, one, want somebody I trust, but I also want somebody the group trusts. I love T. I respect T. I'll never, no matter what happens in the game now or in the future, I really just, she's an incredible person. And for me, it's like, oh, T, no doubt. Duh. She gave up $1 million. Who better to represent us in a tough choice than the person who multiple times has represented us in a tough choice?
He was just always trustworthy. I mean, I think it was more so the decisions after that where we were kind of like, oh, okay, whatever then. Sure.
Can I be real? I'm actually, from what I remember about T, I was actually surprised at how she picked, like the first person she picked. I was just surprised. I didn't know she was close with him.
She wasn't. That's why she picked him. I think it was the most fair to her.
Okay, you know
No
what?
favorite.
That was not, like, I was not getting that, and so I was really confused, because I was like, well, I know that her and Emma were kind of close. I thought her and Patrick were, like, sort of close. Like, I don't know. Tell me about what you were thinking with each person getting picked. Were you sweating? Like, how were you feeling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of like, dang, maybe I am the underdog. And then I was like, that's when I kind of realized that, yeah, reality is like, I feel like I'm the most trustworthy person. And obviously, we didn't really maybe know the game yet. So I don't know what it was really, but I was very surprised. I definitely got like eighth. I was like, how? Because I feel like I'll do everything to like make sure people know I'll do what's right. But at the end of the day, I'm like a quiet girl. So I think most people, from what I realized, thought that I was like scheming like on the low low. But in reality, I was just like, what's going on? Like 90% of the time. I was for sure sweating. I was like, ah.
Patrick, you tell me how you were feeling getting put at 5. How'd you feel? Did you feel good? Were you like happy? Were you like bummed? Tell me.
Very grateful. I was a little shocked when Tawana picked Mike. I was like, huh? Yeah, very good for you, Mike. Little confused, T. Like, just being honest.
A lot of the times it definitely felt like, who's your favorite and who's your least favorite? And it certainly wasn't that. Sometimes it was like, dang, who's going to be able to take the hit easier? And like, you just have to pick somebody.
I had it easy. I had 2 of my day ones, so it was a no-brainer for me.
Moving on to, you guys are in the house and people start taking money. Are you guys like all under the assumption, do you like genuinely believe everybody's going to take the money evenly?
Yeah, we always said like, yo, we're like top 10. Like this is like family. Like we're not going to screw each other over. Like we're all here for the same reason, obviously, but like if we could help each other out, let's help each other out. This was a time when we could all help each other out, and unfortunately, it didn't happen to be that way. I was very shocked, but I understood at the same time, and I was like, ah, damn, okay. I gotta play different.
I would have lost my mind if I had been in that well, I guess I don't have the context of everything that went on, but like based off of what I saw, I would have been so upset.
I was just like, who could possibly do this? Who thought that they were more important? Like that was all that was running through my mind. Like the reality is like people are pulled to do different things in their life because that's like the path that their life is meant to go on. And for me, like my option was to split like what, $11,000 or take it. And I'm like, dude, my integrity is not worth $11,000. Like definitely easy split. And it would have been an easy split if I had a larger option too, but that's just my path.
Okay, I need to hear about the strategy with $0. Give me the rundown, Mr. I'm big brain in this one. I'm pretty sure that if you have the money, your widow are gonna get eliminated.
Let me put on my thinking cap.
Right. Look at the continuity. Look at that.
Sorry.
There we go.
Unreal.
There we go. Fingers of speculation. What they don't show is we had a day in between, and we had a game bunk with Jimmy. We played Catan. We played all these games. That was something that was also like incredibly personal and special to me as like a game focused player, just to play fun games in the game. Like we were like so meta Truman Show, playing games in a game with the game master. It was like Squid Games, and I really appreciated that, and I think it brought a lot of levity to all of us in the tenseness. Then we switched to this whole $1 million bribe. And what are we going to do? I knew I was taking no money because I just like I have been trying to outsmart Jimmy, and I've been trying to play this game this whole time. And so I went, fingers. There's 10 spots, and you can kind of see up there. There's like I think a red phone. Maybe we're gonna have to like vote people. Maybe we're gonna have to do this. How's the money gonna be involved? Wait. Jimmy got us with the cubes. He got me bad. 7-Eleven, and my boy Matt. We had to get my boy Matt, with it draw. It sucked. So I'm thinking, okay, well they pitted us against our friends in Trolley Problem. How do you do that again? You do a family visit to lull them into comfortability, love, oh, kumbaya. You see it in the episode, right? It's all good.
Yeah.
And then you just crash that with the reality of, no, this is an individual game. And I kept thinking, what if you have to like hold the money you take? What if the amount of money you have is a disadvantage in the game? It doesn't have to be physical. That's just one example. But like, if you were greedy, the person with the least amount of money gets the most amount of power in deciding what that next mechanic of the game. And it's not like Beast games was like, oh guys, be a team. They wanted us to like cut each other's throats. But I took $0 because I wanted to play a hard, bold game, and I really thought I'm either gonna nail this and it's gonna be genius, or I'm gonna be a bonehead and turn into a meme. And I'm fine with either one because I have good friendships in this game.
You were always just like 2 steps ahead of everybody. Sometimes maybe too many steps ahead. Maybe sometimes you took so many steps ahead that you're like, I don't even know where I am right now, but I've definitely got a strategy.
I remember Tariq was in my room and he was like, what would you say? What would you do if like someone didn't take any money at all? And I was like, I think that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That would be the dumbest thing I ever heard. And then when I learned that you did that, I was like, oh, they were setting me up because I for sure talked my shit.
Courtney says something and I respond and go, wait, did nobody else not take any money? Like, what the heck, man? I thought we were all playing this game, play hard, And so Courtney's like, no, we were all going to take 100K. What are you talking about? And I'm like, I thought we weren't going to take Jimmy's bait. And it's just like such a meme out of Where the Millers, when the family in Where the Millers is arguing, and they all go down the line of like, wait, you're making $500,000? Wait, you're making 30 grand? I'm getting 1,000. And then the young dumb kid at the end goes, you guys are getting paid? That was me. That was me in that moment. And it was just like, I fully accept it, and I think it's hilarious, and I stand by my choice. But again, I'm so happy that it was funny.
I can't wait to see how it works out for you with the $0, since I don't think we really know anything about anything. I'll be curious to see how that goes for you and if that was a good choice. Oh, yeah. I feel like it's Michael, right? He kind of got off with like not getting a lot of heat. It took $100,000 more than you were supposed to. Why aren't you catching heat too? What's going on,
Immediately after that, though, like, I didn't trust him. I was like, who is this guy? And why does he think he earned 100 grand more? And I tried to be his friend multiple times, and he just would not have a conversation with me. He's here to just play the game. Okay, so then I was like, now it makes sense why he didn't, he took a little more than his share, and I think the reason he didn't get the whiplash that JC did was because JC took a lot more than his share. So we were like more sticker shocked by that. And Mikey got away with it.
He's kind of flying under the radar. I'm like, hey guys, he took 123,000 more than he was supposed to. That's a lot of money, guys. We won't dwell on it too long, but I do want to hear you guys' thoughts, context, and all this kind of stuff for the JC moment. How long did it take you guys to figure out that JC was the one who took it? Did he fess up right away? Was it like a long process? And what were your feelings hearing that somebody took more than half the pot when y'all thought we were going to do this fair?
We all like lined up and stood and looked at each other in the eyes, and we all just
oh my God.
Okay, cool. And we were all like, what's going on? And then I think JC just like fessed up. I think he was just honest about it.
Yeah, kind of. Like, it was more like a figuring it out at first. I've never seen Emma mad a day in my life.
Yep. She does not get mad. She does not.
All of us were like, oh my God. And then and this is the line.
It was kind of.
She goes, what the flip? And that's when we all went,
oh, she means business.
It's funny now. It was not funny in the moment. I was like, holy shit. Emma just said, what the flip? Oh my God. She goes, I came out and there was only 27,000. And you see T, because T trusted who she picked. And she went, Jeff calls out Mike, how much did you take? He says, you know, I took my fair share. And then Mike says it, and then everyone's like, huh? And then Tawana points at JC. He says it. And Jeff, I mean, you see it. Like, Jeff is, you know, we're all in an alliance. I was shocked. We were all shocked. I want to make something really clear why we're talking about this. I love JC. I have no beef with JC. We'll be friends for life. I don't care what anybody says. I just want to make that very clear to the internet. He is a good man. He's a family man, and he took care of his family at the end of the day. And he says this line in there. Like, we all go at him. He goes, none of you are going to pay for my like, I've got to feed my family. And I'll never forget that, because, yeah, of course I was mad. We all were. But I also was like, dang, I don't have a partner and 2 kids. But I was trying to give grace instead of just pummel him in the moment. Later, we exchanged words, but in that moment, I was like, okay, this happened. We all have to accept it and get inside before we freeze to death.
I thought about it multiple different ways. I was really disappointed because I really thought that like we could all just like go away with 100 grand. I was lit. I was like, let's fucking go. But it didn't happen, right? So like obviously with the deduction, we've come to who's done this. And we're all just like, wow, you betrayed us. But then I was like, if my husband was here and I wasn't, and he's with these people and he doesn't take enough money for me and my kids, is he really my husband? Like, why is he choosing random people over me? JC did the right thing, low key, for himself, his husband, and his kids. If my husband did that, I'd be proud of him. Since I was in the game, I was pissed. It's just where do you stand, you know?
That's honestly not a way that I looked at it before, and it's a good point. I really understand a lot of the different perspectives I'm seeing of this. Like, I get why people are angry. It's also really unfortunate because, you know, you are close with these people and you still would be going away with 100K. Being 530, like, that's a lot. That is a lot of money. I get it. But also, like, everybody else has things going on too. It's not just you. But I actually do really understand the whole, if I were a wife watching my husband not bring back the money that would basically like change our lives and like get us debt free, that might make me upset. Mm-hmm. I do understand. But I'm also interested to hear what you guys thought about the next day, him kind of pointing fingers or throwing some blame, you know? I want to hear, because I heard they cut out a lot. What did they cut out? What did we not see? What other lofty accusations were thrown that we missed out on?
They make it seem like it's this quick convo where JC's like there to call out the Avengers Alliance. It was not a secret. We were not like colluding. Like, we were pretty open alliance. People would be like, hey, can we join the Avengers? JC was freaking loved by a lot of people.
Yes, he was.
So when I say we were shocked, we mean it. Here's what really, in my opinion, this is my truth. Maybe Tawana or JC have a different opinion, but here's my truth, and I have no problem telling the truth. Me, Jeff, and Tawana are in the game bunk, and we're talking strategy, we're talking about life and whatever, and I go, T, you're the one I want to beat. It's you and Jeff. Not talking about friends or alliances. I'm just talking about competitors. And I think I said something like, I know like we have our Avengers Alliance, and like maybe we can like take out JC. The words take out JC is what really like started this whole chain reaction of conversations. I really didn't mean anything. Like, I wasn't trying to say like, get my pitchfork and come after my buddy. I just said my top 5, and I was trying to like just have an honest conversation about what her wishes were and get her thoughts on what I was thinking. Unfortunately, at that exact moment, you hear a knock at my front door. It's like 11 a.m. that night, the day of bribes in the daytime. Tawana goes, I don't want to be seen talking strategy. And she like runs out of the room, out of the back door. And me and Jeff go, what the heck was that? Tawana was very clear. She didn't do alliances. She had real friendships, and she wanted to play with integrity. This is just what happened. She's just like, I don't want to talk strategy. I'm not here to take anybody out. I'm going to get out of here. And as she's running out of the room, JC opens the front door to my house, because we say come in, and he sees Tawana running out the back door. And then we tried to downplay it with JC because we literally didn't know what to say. I was like, yeah, she just like ran out. We were talking strategy and top 5, and I don't know, it was weird. She just didn't want to talk strategy, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, come on in. Let's talk top 5. I literally didn't think anything of it. Of course, JC might have thought something of it at the time. Maybe it was a little weird and had a thought. But then later on, I heard he had come to him right before the challenge and said, hey, Patrick and Jeff engage. Don't trust him. they're coming for you. Your alliance is betraying you. If T tells me something, I'm sorry. I love T. I'm going to believe her 1000%. She's proven herself trustworthy. JC is now going into a challenge where he's thinking he doesn't see his husband, he doesn't see his kids, everybody else sees their family, so that's gotta hurt him a little bit, right? And now he's freaked out because his alliance might be coming after him. Then you get to the money. JC walks out and there's $323,000 missing when there should have been 200. He's already on like, oh my gosh, I don't know if my alliance is backstabbing me, and I think they are. Holy crap. And now Mike and T just did that. Oh my God, we're in an individual game. I got bamboozled. I got to do something right now. And I'm not saying I agree with the amount. I'm not saying I agree with the choice. If you actually think you're about to get betrayed, and then you do get betrayed in the actual challenge, I can see where you might want to take a lot more than your fair share, because you literally might get screwed if you don't, and this is your last chance to take care of your family. I'm not defending what he did, but I'm defending him as a person. Because at the end of the day, in 10 years, when his kids are growing up, their dad chose them. I know it's a long rant.
Mic drop.
At the end of the day, like, JC and Mike both taught me I should take care of myself and stop giving a crap about other people, because me caring about other people so much and their opinions and their life, and if it's fair for them and if they're more or less deserving, is so draining. And sometimes it's better to just like be a little selfish. They taught me, like, dude, man up, play a game for yourself, win for yourself, like do something for you. And I needed to learn that lesson, and sometimes I had to learn the hard way.
Dude, that was so well said. I like that a lot. I did see one comment where people were like, the quote unquote, I want to leave some for Emma, and left like literally chump change in comparison. Like leaving her only, it was a 27,000, assuming that she's going to take it, like, is crazy. First of all, I don't know, man. That's also tough to watch, but it's really good to get perspective on it. I think it is so important. You see so little of it, and people are quick to jump on the hate bandwagon. And I from everything you guys say, there's nothing but love in the top 10. And y'all are all good. I guess. You guys are at least good with him. You guys understand what was going on, and you respect his decision, and it's a game at the end of the day. Moving on from the whole bribes, you guys know what money amounts you guys got. You sleep with your money. You guys get called up to that tower. What are you guys thinking? The game was not explained or started yet, correct?
It was explained that you will all be voting the top 6 into the end of Beast games. I felt a little jab when he said it, but he goes like, it's really simple. You can use the money to bribe people to get votes, and then they end it right there before we start anything. We have to vote people in, and we can like bribe people to get in. And then Courtney in the episode goes, player 930, he has no money, so he just has to get voted in based on merit.
I don't know. Yeah, I just remember being like, oh, knew that was dumb. See, dummy dumb. Like, what the heck?
Oh man, I cannot wait to see how it shakes out for y'all. I'm excited. Are you guys excited for the next episode? Are you feeling pumped?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be intense.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think the people will be happy.
Do you guys have any closing thoughts about episode 8?
Like, interesting to see how people genuinely react to certain situations. It definitely changes my perspective on things, but at the same time, like I felt like I learned a lot about myself through the actions of others and how I took it and how I responded, and it made me really happy to just like feel a little bit more mature after some betrayal and some acceptance. It's all just social psychology like games, and it's all very in your head, and it's what you make it. So it's always interesting, and I'm excited to see what's next in episode 9.
And hey, will you shout yourself out one more time?
I'm Courtney Ferris, 424 on Beast Games. You can find me on Instagram at Court_Ferris, or YouTube, just Court Ferris.
All right, Patrick, what you got?
My closing thoughts are, I am so grateful to be a part of Beast Games. I'm so grateful for the real bonds and friendships I made, because they literally are going to be a lifetime. That's the real prize.
So real. I feel the same way. I totally get you. You want to shout yourself out? You never actually shouted out your handle.
It's my name. Like, I don't care about social media.
Okay.
I just care about people enjoying the game. So just keep on watching.
Well, I appreciate you both taking the time to come and talk about your experience. It just means the absolute world to me that you would come on and, share this with my audience and with, people who are curious. And so I thank you both so much. I miss you both so much. Bye! Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, like, comment down below your questions. I'll do my best to answer, even though I probably don't know the answer as well as some other people, but tell me how you felt about the episode. Also, you know, come hang out with me on stream. I stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Join the Discord if you haven't already. Come hang out, chat. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, have the best night ever. Thank you for hanging out. Bye, everybody.